And welcome back to the Survivor Girl podcast, everybody. I am excited to be back in this chair, in this studio, in this room. Oh man, has it been a wild couple of weeks. So I'm glad to be back here. Happy that you guys are joining me as well. First, though, before I get into anything, I want to give a shout out to my producer who is continually keeping me moving forward and doing the music and all that. The intro song is All That Man. So thank you, Tony. And also, he will be on mic tonight, off and on. And also, I want to go ahead and give you the disclaimer. I am not able to treat or prescribe or to help with anything like that for you guys. I am just simply here to talk about what I've experienced throughout my life. And also, when I have guests on, for them to also talk about what they've gone through and share their journeys of thriving and surviving in hopes to uplift and help you get through whatever it is that you might be facing as well. So thank you for listening to that and for sticking around and listening to the podcast. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in a little bit to the past week that I wasn't able to make it here for the show. I ended up down in Tennessee competing in the Kayak Bass Nation kayak fishing, bass fishing tournament. One of 6 women, I am excited to say. There was 84 people signed up for the tournament. Ended up only being 82 of us, 6 of which were women, and 2 of us women actually got on the board. We didn't actually place for the top, but we did get on the board, and I'm excited to be one of those ladies. Competing is difficult, especially in 95-degree humidity down there in Tennessee. It was interesting. Did go through some emotions, some cry fishing happened. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's tough. It's really tough to get out there, but I'm so thankful that I'm continuing to keep on doing that. Moving forward, we are going to be doing Wisconsin in September, so I will have another day that I'll be off and out of studio and on the road again for our last chance to place for the big competition next year. So that's very exciting. It's something that I am kind of, passionate about to be able to do and to compete. It's awesome to get out. Plus I'm getting to see different parts of the, our country, everything like that. It's very cool. It's a lot of fun to get out and do that. But it's a lot. It's a lot of work. We did 15 miles one day in the kayaks, and we are not like some of the other competition. They can pedal or they have trolling motors, which we don't. We do everything with our arms, and a lot of work goes into doing that. 15 miles one of the days, 12 another, 13 another. Like, we did a lot of work. So I'm thankful to be able to be where I'm at as far as my health and, where my body's at with everything, because about 3 years ago, there's no way that I could have been able to keep up or do any of these things. So I'm excited about that. And it is, like I said, it's not easy to do it. It's a lot of fun, though. And I had somebody actually give me a shout out saying that they are amazed that I get out and I do these kinds of things, because they would be absolutely terrified. It wasn't as terrifying as it was for the first competition. As you guys know, if you've tuned in before, Alabama kayaking with gators, not so fun. Luckily in Tennessee, we didn't have to deal with that. I was okay with it. I'm so thankful that we didn't have to worry about any of that. However, though, out there on the water, there was tons of bass boats and other kayakers out there. There's barges, all kinds of different things, because we were on the Tennessee River. So there was other dangers that were out there. So if any of you are getting out and learning how to kayak and everything, always remember to have your safety, your vest on, all of that stuff, a flag. There's different little stickers for reflectors for your paddles, different things like that, because there's a lot of stuff that you could run into, different things. There's a lot of situation with the turbines coming on, or the water, everything kind of flowing in and out. We didn't go too close to the dam because it was pretty rough waters, and to watch some of the boats just have a hard time struggling with it, there was no way that we were going to do that. So I continue to keep on staying positive. Excited to be on the board this time. I placed 66 out of 82 of us, which was very exciting. Adam took 56. So, I mean, we're on the board this time. Alabama, we weren't that lucky to make it onto the board. So, very cool. Very excited about it. And now it's just part of getting back into training again, working more towards getting more physically fit for this kind of thing. But I'm very thankful for it. I mean, like I said, 3 years ago, and beyond, I couldn't have been able to keep up to do it. So continuing to move forward and to keep reaching for those goals, and I hope that you guys are too. I hope the ones that are listening tonight are still going towards their goals. Doesn't matter what age you are. Don't give up. If you want to try something new, get out there and just do it. Stop being on the fence about it. I know so many different people that bring that up, and I just had a birthday, just turned 41, and I don't even feel like it. Honestly, I don't feel like I am. I feel like I have a younger spirit, so I just kind of just going with it and just living life, doing my thing. And I hope you guys are too. I hope that you aren't looking at the age thing as holding you back or keeping you from doing things. I really hope that everybody's getting out there and doing it. So yeah, it's been a really it's been a cool experience, and I'm thankful though to be back here and to talk a little bit more about that kind of stuff, because I meet a lot of people that are letting that kind of hold them back, keep them from doing things. But there's a lot of people I'm meeting that are just trying to find their place and where they belong and what it is where they're going with their life at this time. There's been a lot of things. I've talked several times about what I've experienced and what I've gone through. And, it's not been an easy road, but I'm thankful that I'm still here. And we've talked several times before in the past about not letting something tragic get you to where you need to be, to get you to wake up, to live life and to be best lived. We've talked about that several times. And one of the things that I was talking recently with Dawn, who is my executive assistant. I've talked with her about just doing it, just getting out there and doing things. It's scary. It's terrifying, but what are you going to do? I mean, best lived, we've talked about that as well, because I always say life is best lived. Well, if I'm not walking the walk, not walking the walk, then what am I doing here? Why am I still here then if I'm not getting out and doing those things? And that's part of why I decided to keep on moving forward with doing the competitions and doing the different things. So, I got here tonight thinking, what am I going to talk to you guys about? What are we going to, now that I've got that stuff all kind of put forward, I'm still looking to get more guests on the show, continuing to get your guys' questions and answers in so that I can have a question and answer episode. I think that would be a lot of fun, because this is episode 68, if you guys can believe it. Just celebrated episode 200 for Don't Make This Weird. We had a good celebration, a cake, all kinds of stuff. We had a little party here. It was fun. We had a lot of people in the studio to join us, and it was a good time. I just look back at all that and think, wow, all because we decided that we were going to have a conversation and just start a podcast. Did we have an idea of what a podcast meant, how much work it meant, what we needed to make it a success when we started it? Nope. We just kind of just jumped in, and now we're moving forward and continuing to add to it as far as, we have this show and Don't Make This Weird. This is My Brain podcast. They're from downstate from another studio, but they are in with the Strange Friends Media family. And we have Tony that does Chill Stream Saturday and Guitar Fridays. And then now we have another person joining our family, and she told me that I could drop her name today. Crystal is going to be joining us. Crystal LaFay, who is an incredible sweetheart of a person. She faces a lot of different things, a lot of judgments in her life, and she's been through a lot herself. Her and I have done a survivor circle, and we are going to continue to work together and do some different things. We got some other fun stuff coming out. But she's got her podcast coming, and she's working to try to get that out as soon as possible. Got to see her today as well. And, I am very fortunate to have her in my life. As Tony, I think, would agree as well. He's been working with her in the studio. We've been working on getting everything uniformed and ready for her. And we have other people that have been asking us about podcast. So with that being said, it is a lot of work to do. So you definitely want to be able to make sure that you're going to have the time to be able to keep up with everything, and that you're going to have the time to put that much effort in. This isn't the only thing that we do. I have this podcast, and like I said, we have the Don't Make This Weird podcast. I also am working through the market season with Dragonfly Boutique of Caro, and I just got called back to Bronner's, and I'm excited about that as well. So, trying to find the time to do all of that stuff and to make sure that I have the energy, and then finding time for myself It's a difficult kind of thing to balance. So I'm working on that part of it. There's just some days now I'm just like, okay, I will get back to you as soon as I can because I need as much energy as possible. Coming back from Tennessee, I was pretty drained from that whole thing because we camped for that whole week. We got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 6, a little bit later, and fished until we would be done on the water and then get back and do it all again. So, I mean, it's a lot of work. There was in and taking the stuff out, putting it all back in, getting set up, doing all that stuff. But we did have fun too, instead of just all work. But in a different state, all of that stuff, trying to get a system down, I got exhausted. When I got home, I was pretty tired. I had a couple of days to recoup, and then it was back to it again. So I'm still trying to figure out that balance, especially with getting called back to my seasonal job. I hope you guys are learning this stuff too. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take time for yourself. It's okay to take a break and not answer if you can't answer at the time. And I'm learning that through Crystal, as I'm sure Tony is as well. She's a huge influence with that kind of stuff because she's experienced being burnt out. As have I, as of Tony. I mean, what was it? Back in February, I had to go in and get an adrenal gland removed because I just beat the crap out of it to the point where I ended up getting sick. I had a non-cancerous tumor on it, but because they didn't know if that's what it was, they had to remove the whole thing. So I'm working with one adrenal gland, which helps you to go, keeps you moving. Yeah, and that's tough. And I know now, even though like after I had it removed, I felt really good. I had very good success with it. I healed very well. But I can't do half of the stuff that I used to do, and I'm learning that. That's a hard thing to learn. But I'm making it work, and I'm learning. It's okay. You can say no. You can do your own thing. Let me see here. Do you have anything over there? Okay, Adam's checking in, says sounding great. Thank you. Over here on YouTube, we're on Twitch as well. Usually this episode, or because I think it's on a Sunday, they either listen to it re-aired on solidstateradio.net or they just kind of tune on later, which I thank you guys for tuning in. Doesn't matter what time it is. I do appreciate that very much. So with that being said, continuing to keep on moving forward and to keep the balance and the energy, that's kind of hard. And there's some days where I'm like, okay, I have to wave the white flag and just give myself a break. But I'm thankful that people understand. There's a lot of people that do understand that, and not some people just don't. Some people don't get it. You have people that are solely for themselves, and they want you to answer right back. They want you to pay attention and, pay attention to me. This is me. And I've kind of push that away a little bit with those kinds of people just because I know that I need energy and I need it to be good energy. And, it's tough. It's tough sometimes. But if you find yourself facing that kind of stuff right now, it's okay to say no to those people and it's okay to take time for yourself because I don't ever want to see anybody have to go through struggling with adrenal fatigue or having to get surgeries done because you've just made yourself sick with worry or trying to be a people pleaser. That is a huge thing that I have faced throughout my life, is trying to be a people pleaser. I was raised with being mindful of others, never overstaying your stay or overstaying your welcome. Always just having good manners and whatnot. But I'm sure some of you can relate with the don't call anybody before 10 o'clock. Don't go over to their house before this time. Stop calling them at a certain time. I was raised with those kinds of values and different things. But I also had taken from that and I started to put everybody else before myself. And I think that's where a lot of the sicknesses that I have faced in my past have come from, because I was too much in worrying about everybody else and not taking enough time for myself, not filling my own bucket up and not making sure that I have been taken care of and being healthy. And with that being said, it is healthy to take care of yourself. Don't feel selfish about it. If you don't feel like you are taking enough time for yourself, you need to figure that out because you can get run down and you can get very sick. And it also goes with the people that you have in your life, the quality of people that you have in your life as well. That can be draining. You know, we talked a little bit about this today over where I got to go see Crystal and a couple people. One of the things that I took from that today is that there are people that can take energy from you, that can, put so much on you that you get exhausted. And it could be somebody that you love. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. It could be, someone that you might not even know that well, but you're trying to have a relationship with or friendship. And some people just want to take from you, but you have to have that boundary. Even in the people that don't want to, you have to have good boundaries with them. It's important to set boundaries for you to be healthy. And I can't stress that enough because, like I said, I have found myself with my health being kind of crappy because, for one, I have always been, from where as long as I can remember, a stress eater. And we all know that when you're a stress eater, you go towards things that are not very good for you. Comfort foods, junk food, sugar loaded, all of that crap. So if I'm getting a whole bunch of other stuff from other people and I feel I get worried about them being okay or whatever, and I start getting stressed out, that's a bad habit that I have tried to work hard on to make sure that I'm staying healthy, mentally, physically, all of that stuff. So I know that that is one thing that I continue to have to work on. And I don't know if you guys have ever faced that either. I mean, sometimes we don't even realize that that's what we're doing. It could be more than just, eating food. It could be other bad habits, but we pick those things up along the way to kind of push those things down to feel better. And that's horrible. It's horrible. So I'm learning how to put it into better positive energy, walks. I found that doing those 15 miles on the kayak was freaking amazing. I was tired during it, but afterward I felt awesome from it. The aches and pains that I was constantly feeling because I was getting more physically fit with all of it is I felt so much better. Like I could lift and not worry about my back. I've been going to see the chiropractor too. Actually, funny story. Tony and I have had this thing where we see the same doctors for quite a while now, actually. So he started seeing one of the chiropractors. I'll give them a shout out to Blossoms over there in Vassar. Blossom Chiropractic, is that what it? Okay. He started seeing them, and somebody else had, I think Mary from Hometown Handmade had suggested them as well. So I've gone over there, and since going to see them, they had to adjust me 3 times before the tournament, and then when I got back, she's like, "Oh, that's kayaking right there." She just like popped me right down. But that's part of my self-care. Have you guys ever went through and felt like taking care of your health is expensive? Eating properly is expensive. Because what is it? We live in a world that's convenience. We want to get the gratification right now. We want to get it done now. We go out and get the fast junk food or whatever it is to just, get by in our busy lives. And then we make that excuse that the good stuff is expensive. Because why would you want a salad if you can buy a burger for 99 cents, right? And just drive and go. Do your thing, whatever. I've come to find that. Tony just made the throw up sound over there. I've come to find that, though, like now, I don't really care for fast food at all. It's just not my thing. But before, I loved that crap. Like, that was the thing. I would get stuff before work, head to work, and that's with that. But I've come to find that if I set my stuff out, like back in school, I get my lunch together the day before, all that stuff, because I have high anxiety. I stress out if stuff is not going and flowing properly. So I've come to find, okay, if I just buckle down and I put my stuff together and I get my shit in order before the next day before work, I feel less stress. I have been notorious for running behind, running late, doing those things because I'm trying to get stuff together all at the last minute. And that's a whole nother thing that I have to deal with and try to figure out. But I'm getting better at that. I'm getting a lot better at that because of putting stuff together and doing it that way. when you wake up in the morning and you have everything good to go and everything's flowing properly, you haven't shut your alarm off because you're exhausted because you didn't make it to bed on time, it's so much easier on you guys. It's so much easier on myself. I know Tony can attest to this. It's much easier. So why do we fight ourselves? Why do we do these kinds of things? What is the major malfunction there? Why do we do this kind of stuff? Laziness? Yeah. Yeah. Laziness, not putting in the effort to get the stuff done, not being accountable. How many of us are not accountable for ourselves? There's a, I had to send a picture to Dawn while I was in Tennessee. I literally sat in the front seat of the van for 20 minutes with one shoe on, one shoe off, and my clothes sitting up on the dashboard. I just sat there like, I have nothing. I can't do this. But I was like, this is my level of motivation today. But I pushed myself and I got it together and got ready, and I had one of the most amazing days. But it took a minute to get there, and sometimes it does. Are you stuck in a job right now that you absolutely hate and you loathe and you don't want to go to it? How many of you have that? I'm sure a lot of you are raising your hand right now. Are you scared to move forward and try to do something different with your life because this is what you know? This is where you know that you go to this job even though you hate it. You're making enough money to just get by. Are you just afraid to push out and go further and believe in yourself? Start believing in yourself. You want something? Start believing positive. Start thinking positively and go for it. Right now, there's a lot of places that are hiring. So, there's a good chance that you might be able to advance or go somewhere else or, make a change. Or maybe you want to do something for yourself. You want to get your own business going. You want to do something like that. Have faith in yourself. Believe in yourself. Okay, so disclaimer, if you try this stuff and it doesn't work out for you, please do not come back at me for trying to be positive towards you in your life for you to try something different. It's just, I like to talk about that because for a long time I was stuck in I was stuck in the same job. I was there 11 years, and it took my mom and myself actually getting cancer for me to finally wake up and go, this is not what I want for the rest of my life. This is not where I'm happy. I accepted it. I just went every day. I hated it. I was sick. I was making myself sick, and I was missing a lot of time at work because I just was not happy there. So now I finally have stepped out, started to do my own business stuff and the podcasts. I'm out of my element. I felt like it. It's been a while. I mean, we've been doing this for quite a long time now. And it took me a while to get to that point. I accepted a job that was risky because it's only seasonal. So I only work 5-6 months out of the season. And then after that, I just kind of do my thing. But you want to know something? I'm happy. I'm very happy. I love what I do. I get tired. I probably get a little crabby through the season because it's a lot. I mean, they offer 14 hours, sometimes 16, and I take it. I don't know how much I will this season because I'm trying to work on not overdoing it. But I know that I only have this month to that month to work, and, I'm happy with that, though. I'm able to do that, and it's made me feel a lot better about life and opened my mind to a lot of different things. Where I worked at as opposed to where I am at now is completely night and day. And I'm able to do these things. We've got Tuscolapalooza coming up. I am excited about that, you guys. I am at the farmer's market with Dragonfly Boutique on Wednesdays from 5 to 8 and Saturdays 8 to 1. There we go. And I have Dragonfly Boutique up there. I have different stuff that I'm working on for musically stuff, like guitar picks and different things with music. And those are available at, some of the proceeds are going towards Tuscola County at Child Advocacy Center. There we go. And I actually have started to sell some of that stuff, so I'm excited about that. Tuscolapalooza that's their big charity that they put the show on for. So we're trying to be out there and raise some of the money to help that out as well. So if you guys get a chance, Tuscolapalooza is coming up August 7th. It's exciting. It's on Rossman Road in Caro. If you go to the Facebook page, you can find it there. 9 bands, $15 for the ticket. There's going to be shakies on the road for the food truck, lots of vendors. We're going to be out there hanging out. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's for a great cause. So please come out and join us. I would be so excited to see you guys. And I will have those items available there. I should be posting some of them soon on my Facebook page also, so that we can help raise some money for the Child Advocacy Center of Tuscola County. So that's another cool thing. That's another part of just like kind of jumping in and doing my own thing instead of just continuing to punch the clock and be okay with it and accepting it. Now I get to do all these fun things. I get to meet new bands. I get to meet comedians. Oh, that's another thing. Speaking of jumping out of the comfort zone, Mitch Gill, who used to have a podcast through us as well, has been doing open mic nights on Mondays. I'm working myself up to it, guys, to go do some stand-up. I don't know. I just want to live. Just want to live life, experience those things, and push myself to do them. If I fail at it and I suck at it, oh well, at least I tried it. I can't go back and be like, oh, I didn't try it, so I'll never know. No, I'm tired of that. And I hope that you guys have that passion inside you to keep moving forward and to try those things too. If you fail at it, try again. If you get back up and you fail at it again, at least you're becoming an expert and learning different things from it, right? If you don't fail, you don't learn, I don't think. I don't know if you feel that too. But, so, I don't know. Been doing this podcast for a long time, like 68 episodes. I had a host with me in the beginning, and she was on for quite a while. I'm thankful that we tried that out, and then I kind of branched off and started doing my own thing. And since then, it's been interesting. It's been a different kind of ride. I've had different guests join me to tell their stories. It's been very humbling to have those people join and to talk about their stories, because it's not easy to get on mic. It's not easy to get in front of the camera. It's not easy to go unscripted and just kind of talk about whatever it is that you're feeling. And they came on, several of them have come on and talked about their stories and their journey and just how different their life is since they experienced what it is that tried to hold them back. Just to mention a couple of them, Denny Wasman, if you guys haven't had a chance to watch that episode, please go back and take a look. The first episode, he talks a little bit more about being electrocuted, which in the beginning, I thought that he was struck by lightning, because on the book it looks like he's struck by lightning, but that is not exactly what happened. But he does have the book available. It is called Electrocuted. You can get that through him, Denny Wasman, on Facebook. He'll be able to sign it even, which is really cool. And he tells a little bit more about his story growing up until the event of being electrocuted, dying, and coming back to life, and now going out and talking about this, even at psychic fairs. So I thought that was kind of interesting, because he is a man of God, and he's had people ask him about that. How are you a man of God, but yet you're going to a psychic fair and talking about this kind of stuff? And he said, I go and I do where I feel like I need to be. And I feel that, We've had questions about Crystal joining us, because she is known as a psychic medium. And, Tony and myself, we have our own religion that we have, and people are questioning that kind of, with us talking with her and having her join us on the podcast. And I don't feel like I have to defend her, because I don't feel like Crystal needs defending. She has a beautiful heart, and, I'm thankful to have her in my life, and I know Tony is as well. But she does have her religion as well. She believes in God and Jesus and all that stuff as well. And she'll tell you, she'll be the first one to tell you that. I would like to extend it out for you people to meet her. Anybody who has ever had a question about Crystal, to actually meet her and have a conversation. Have a conversation with her. But she'll be coming on, like I said, she'll be having her podcast coming up. Her and I are going to be doing a thing at the library as well. I'm going to talk about Survivor Girl and the things that I've experienced in thriving and surviving. And she's also going to talk about the different things that she's gone through. We had gotten a little bit closer after she had gone through her brain tumor and healing herself, which she brought in the scans and everything else. And it was an incredible story. If you haven't watched that episode, please go back and take a look at that as well. Listen to that. She was on another time, and you can go back and listen to that. This was before she had the accident. So there's been different things that she's gone through and continues to fight through. But, given her love, and I'm excited to have her join us. I don't know about you, Tony. I'm pretty sure that you're excited to have her on board as well. It's been a really cool experience, and she comes in the studio, works on her stuff, and it inspires me as well. So I'm thankful for that. One moment, guys. Get a little dry talking after a while. So I guess like we're halfway through the show right now, and I want to give a couple shout outs and do all that fun stuff. Shout outs, Tony, I don't have all the cards, so maybe I might need your help with this one a little bit. First off, I'll give a shout out to Hometown Handmade in Emily City at East 133rd Street. No, 130 East 3rd Street. There we go. Right next to Jalisco's Deli down in Emily City. If you guys get a chance to make your way down there are vendors that make all of the stuff handmade. And actually, I have some of my stuff still currently there. And there's so many other vendors that you can go check out. Stop in, say hi to Mary. They're open on Tuesdays to Saturdays, 10 to 5. Also, I want to give a shout out and some love to Stone Cottage Farm of Mayville. They are doing the farmer market circuit right now too, and doing very well with that. Farmers market's where it's at right now, guys. It really is. We've been having a lot of fun with it. She also had a shout out to me yesterday for my Etsy store. She had designed one of my shirts, wearing one of my shirts yesterday. If you guys get a chance to go over and check out Stone Cottage Farm of Mayville, they have a Facebook page, which is awesome. They do goat milk soap that Tony has usually a big basket of that we give out to guests on the Don't Make This Weird podcast. My favorite of their soap is the cinnamon coffee soap, which is very, very good. And the spearmint patchouli or something like that, vanilla. It's really good stuff. I love it. But that's not all they have. They have spiced rum packets and salve, all kind of plantain salve. That stuff is amazing. Tony has testimony of that. He had a scar on his face and he used it on that, and it helped to heal that up very well. Next thing, we kind of touched a little bit of base on going to the doctor as a chiropractor, but we also both see a holistic doctor. We are taking our health into a different kind of journey, and it's been an awesome journey. Dr. Matthew J. Shelson had opened up this practice here in Carroll years ago now, and he is available to see for your holistic needs. If you're interested, you kind of been on the fence about it, don't know much about natural health or any of the holistic remedies or different things that they do, give them a call. Go check them out. Go talk with them. If it's not right for you, it's not right for you. If it is, awesome. Then you're in the right place. You can get a hold of them by calling 1-855-672-2600. That's 1-855-672-2600. They are located at 21 North Elmer Street in Cairo here in Michigan. So if you guys get a chance, go call them. They treat people all over the world as well. So if you are not from this area, you can get a hold of them and they can help you out no matter where you're at. So that's kind of cool. But the doctor that Tony and I see is Dr. Caitlin Gremmel, and she actually listens. I love that. You go in and you talk about what you have going on, and she is very, very good at her job, very good at what she does. And I know people that go and see Dr. Shelson as well, and they love him. So we're thankful that we're able to join this health journey and get into what we're doing. It's been a very cool journey. So we've been looking into all the different stuff that they have available at the at their office, and we hope that you guys get in touch with them as well. Don't forget to either stop in, call, whatever, but check it out. You never know. I've found that the stuff with the anxiety, the tincture that they have me on helps me out a lot. Tony has his own remedies or different things, medicine that he has, and it has been very, very helpful. I enjoy going and seeing Dr. Katie. So if you guys get a chance, go check them out. Call them. Find out if it's right for you. It might not be, and it might be. So you never know until you try it, right? So thank you guys. As Tony always says, you never know. What do you say? About the health. Your line, you say. What do you have to lose? There we go. Take your health seriously, because what do you have to lose? Your health. So, yeah, I'm excited to go and see her, and like I said though, it works for me. It doesn't mean that it's going to work for everybody. So do your due diligence, check it out, see what might work out for you. If that's not your thing, then that's okay. It doesn't mean that anything I mention on the show or anything that we mention on Don't Make This Weird or whatever other podcasts that we have going on, it doesn't mean that that's set in stone, you guys. Always, 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 always do your homework, find your own research, check it out for yourself. Don't just take our word for it. Just because we are on a podcast and we are talking to you guys on this little camera right here doesn't mean it's the gospel. So please always, always check out what we're talking about and find out if it's right for you. I just want to put that out there. Again, like at the beginning of the podcast, I talk about not being able to treat or prescribe. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just happy to have this platform, this opportunity to talk to you guys about continuing, moving forward, and still living your life no matter what phase you're at. It's interesting from 10 years ago to now because I am in a different place. I am not the same person that I used to be. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that. I feel like I have come a long way and I've grown. Most people seem to grow a little bit sooner than what I did. I feel like I was a little of a late bloomer when it came to growing up and finding my footing and things. And that's okay too. Like again, living life and all of these different things, it's not one size fits all. So you kind of have to find your place and where you're at with life and what it is that you're doing. It's not always sunshine and rainbows either, guys. Let's talk a little bit about that. Sometimes I have storms in my life. Sometimes I am in the middle of the ocean on a rickety sailboat just praying I'm going to make it through that. Just because I talk about thriving and surviving, it doesn't mean that I'm always doing good. I have my moments. I do deal with mental health issues, and I have growing up. And I don't, it's funny because it's not really funny because I feel like there's so many of us that deal with it. I'm still learning different things about myself that I had no idea was being diagnosed with it. I had no idea that was something, but it's interesting because I'm starting to learn the differences of, oh, that makes sense now. Isn't it crazy how when these puzzle pieces come together and you're like, wait a minute, that explains why I did this, or I've been here, or this is what's happened in my life. It's very interesting to learn, especially at 41. That's a very interesting age to learn things about yourself, as far as some of the things that I faced in my life. I've always had a thing for, I've had a learning disability throughout my life. I do learn a lot different, but I'm learning a lot of things of why I have, and I'm not to say just because I have brought up that about having a learning disability that I don't learn well. I do, but I have my own way of doing it. And I feel like we don't embrace that enough with people. We expect people to know exactly how we do something. We expect them to do it the same way. And there's a lot of pressure in school for a one-size-fits-all classroom. I feel like that is one of the hardest things that our education system faces because not every student in that class learns the same way, but they're expected to teach everybody the same way. I've never myself been a teacher, but growing up and having a learning disability was very hard in school. They did go to where they had like the special ed classes, later on in my life. I don't even know if that's what they're called now. I'm not very sure, what they call those classes. But growing up, that's what it was called. And if you were in a special ed class, you were picked on growing up because they didn't understand that just because you learned differently didn't mean that you weren't smart. It didn't mean that, that you weren't like them. It was just like for me. Growing up, they put me first in a reading class and said that I had a really low level of reading. But technically, when they finally got me in there and they started to learn where I was at with reading, I actually was at such a high level that they were kind of surprised by it because they thought that was my problem. No, I just had a hard time focusing. That was one of my big things. And I still to this day, if I'm reading and somebody is talking, I have to go back and read that line over again, which I'm learning a lot about that as well at 41, which again is just strange to me. But yeah, growing up, I had a learning disability. I was held back, through that because of the one size fits all mentality that our education system had. And I see it's a little bit better now. But growing up, I know of somebody else that was in my class that just got pushed through. They didn't really hold him back. They just continued to push him through, and he had like a third grade reading level all the way through his life. And I don't know where to go with that, how you feel about that, if it's just trying to push students through and get them out, or, if it's changed. I don't know, because I don't have, not really. Same thing still. But I've had people question me throughout my life about why do you have to learn things the hard way? Why do you always have to do things the hard way? I don't see it as the hard way. I see it differently. I will say things differently that'll mean the same thing as of what somebody else is trying to do, but it's in my way. And I've had people run me down about it. I don't want to say like get mean with me about it, but sometimes, even still to this day. But I do the things the way that I do them because that's how I know that they work for me. That's how my brain works. And I've learned to kind of embrace that. I've learned to be okay with who I am, to be more than okay with who I am. But again, like I said before, not every day is rainbow and sunshine. It's not. I have hard days. I have days where my brain is so foggy that I can't put two and two together as far as I'll say a word, but I'll mean something completely different. It'll be the same realm of the same thing, but it's just not coming out the right way. And I get frustrated. I get so frustrated. But I'm trying to learn how to accept it and to figure out why. I'm diving into that stuff more and more because I don't want to continue living the rest of my life, the next 40 years, whatever, however many I'm fortunate enough to have, constantly fighting that, trying to push the pole. I don't want to do that for the rest of my life. So I'm starting to dive in a little bit more as I continue to work on my mental and physical health. And I hope that if you guys are trying to figure out that you don't stop until you find the answers, that you don't just accept what one doctor tells you or one person tells you. The one track mind for me is kind of kind of where I'm at. Always been kind of one track, but I hope that you guys don't just take one word for gospel, that you continue to keep on searching, that you continue to move forward with what's on your heart. And, if someone tries to press you, that you continue to question why or to have that conversation, even if it's a hard conversation. I struggle with that so much. There's things I want to say, and there's a time for it, and I struggle with saying things sometimes, which is funny because I'm on podcasts and I talk all the time, but I have a hard time having conversations with people. And that makes it hard sometimes to continue to be positive, to have better days. Because who doesn't want better days? Who doesn't want to wake up in the morning and not care about anybody outside of what you are doing in your home, in your space, in your life? How many of us hold on to words that people have said to us throughout our life, and it still hurts and it still bothers us? How many of you are holding on to that stuff still today? From when you were little, things that people things that people probably have no idea that you're holding on to, that they said it, because words hurt. Words hurt. We can take somebody who is 10 feet tall and bulletproof and bring them to their knees by something that we've said. Sometimes we don't think about it before it comes out of our mouth. And sometimes we don't know when we're saying something that's that hurtful and that somebody holds on to for so many years. Is there something that you have been holding on to that somebody said to you that you need to let go of so that you can continue to progress and move forward? Why are you holding on to it? Is it something that they would even think about today that they said? Is it somebody that's no longer in your life that you're holding on to? Just, I hope that you guys are able to let go of that. To remember and remind yourself that, for one, you're human. They're human also. And that you're able to forgive and to continue moving forward. And that you're able to have those conversations if you're still able to have those conversations with those people. It is something that I am continually working on. It is something that is not an easy thing for me, but I do hold on to a lot of stuff. And I've had somebody recently tell me, "You think that person wakes up in the morning and goes, 'Yep, I said that to Heather. I did that and I said that, and I think that she's not going to have a good day because I said,'" No, they don't care. They don't remember it probably. They probably don't have an idea that that's something that you've been holding in your heart all this time. So I hope that you guys are able to continue to let that kind of stuff go, to keep moving forward, to stop worrying so much, because we're always going to have somebody thinking something, always somebody trying to go behind whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And, it's just human nature to be judgmental, I guess. It doesn't make it any better, but people are judging. But you know what? What it really comes down to is finding your peace of mind, taking care of your health, and trying so hard to just find the good moments, find your happiness. No matter what it is that you're moving towards, I'm sure people are always going to question. We talked about that a while back because You Are a Badass is absolutely one of my all-time favorite books by Jen Sincero. I will continue to probably always bring it up as long as I have Survivor Girl podcast. And I hope at one point you guys will take the hint and listen to it or read it. There's a 4-book set out right now. You can go on to Amazon and order it all as the 4-book set if you don't have any of those. I believe she also has journals and desk calendars, all kinds of different stuff. She's got TED Talks. She's very, 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 very inspirational. And I love the audiobook because she brings some humor to it, and it's not one of those dry books to listen to. It's a very, very good book. Anybody that I have told about the book that has listened to it absolutely has loved it. And I will go back and listen to it time after time. If I need that boost, I will go back. So, if you get a chance to check that out, like I said, go on to Amazon. There is a 4-set book right now, or book set of her writing. All of the stuff is incredible. And I continue to hold on to a lot of the stuff that she has said. Like I said, words are powerful. They can go either way. The words that I have listened to from her have really pushed me forward to start going after what I want in my life. Because really, when it comes down to it, who is the most responsible person in your life to achieve what you want to achieve? You. You are the person that has to make these things happen. Now, yes, you will interact with people that can help you to make these things happen, but if you're not putting in the work in and you're not making it happen, you're not going to make it happen. So you guys have to be more positive about making stuff happen and what you really want, more clear about it as well. How many times do we want to do something and we're not very clear on all of the details and how to achieve it? That's part of this too. So definitely check out You Are a Badass every day. You Are a Badass. There's like I said, 4 books in the series. Incredible. That's Jen Sincero. Just got a new book out. I think even Walmart's carrying like the single books right now. But the best one that I have found is on Amazon for the four books. So, I know I'm kind of all over the place tonight. This is my first time back in studio after my big trip. I am still trying to regain all of my energy, trying to get myself on the straight and narrow again, back on a routine, because that's what works for me. And that's difficult when you go to a different state, when you sleep on camp for a whole week. It throws you all over the place. I mean, because you get into a different mindset. You're in a different state. You miss home, kinda. It's not as bad as it used to be when I'd leave. But, there's a lot of stuff that goes along with packing and moving forward and doing all that stuff. So I hope that you guys are listening to some of the things where I'm back and forth today. Like I said, I'm going to keep on moving forward and trying to get some more people on the show. I believe that I will be joining Crystal LaFay on one of her episodes. I'm excited about that. I know I bring her up a lot because she's very inspiring. Very inspiring to me. Very inspiring to Tony. A lot of people. She's very inspiring. So yes, I will continue to talk about her. I don't care, because I care. I care about her. I think she's a great person. And I think that when you guys get a chance to actually get to know her as well, you will think the same. So I hope that you guys will tune in for that podcast as well and continue to keep on tuning in to this crazy one. Like I said, I am all over the board tonight, but that's okay. That's okay because I'm showing my human side. I'm showing you guys that, no, I don't always have it together, but that's all right. We don't always have to be straight-laced and put together and ready to rock. It's life, really. We're not always 100%. And if you are, please message me because I want to know some tips and tricks from you to keep it on the straight and narrow and, always be going. I don't want to go full force anymore. I can't. That's another thing of finally accepting that. I just can't. We did not the podcast. We did the farmer's market yesterday. Adam was going fishing, doing his thing. I had the house to myself. And in that time, not that I can't do any of the stuff by when he's home, but I decompress. I took yesterday and I took time for me. I had people that wanted to come over and hang out, and I said, no. Nope. Straight out. This is my day. I need this time. I never could say that before, though. Okay. Yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. I got a headache all of a sudden. No. No, now it's flat out. I'm sorry. I would love to spend time with you. No. Hold on. Rewind that. Let's take out the I'm sorry. Thank you for understanding. I need time for myself. We'll catch up soon. Sound good? You really have to watch your words. Like I said, words are very powerful, are they not? If you're constantly saying you're sorry and then you start getting that in your mind, there's a little teeny ounce of guilt there. No, don't be sorry. If you need time for yourself, take your time for yourself. Thank you for understanding. That's our new words, guys. Practice that. I don't think bosses are really happy when you say that, but hey, whatever. Thank you for understanding. I needed a mental health day. I don't know if that's going to get you very far. Actually, I find that more and more I'm hearing that businesses are accepting of that. I don't know if yours is, so maybe not try it unless you know. But just really, thank you for understanding. If you're home and you're comfortable, you're in your PJs, how many of us actually get in the door and are like, I'm putting my comfy clothes on because nobody else is coming around tonight. I'm going to relax. I'm going to do what I feel is comfortable. I love comfort. Blankets, fuzzy socks, coffee, hot drinks. I love all of that stuff. Anything that's comfortable, I'm game for it. That's my thing. But when I get home and I know that I'm not going anywhere else, that I'm just going to chill, that's my time. That is my time. I don't have to jump on and answer every message that comes through on my phone. That was a hard lesson to learn also. For a long time, if a message came in, I was quickly answering it. I don't have to do that. And if you have people in your life that expect you to just hop right on because they messaged you, you don't need that. You don't need that kind of stuff. I get it. Like some of us have older parents that need us. Okay, that makes sense. But man, has that not made it to where people expect the instant gratification thing? Instant message, instant messenger. People just wanting you to answer them right away. You don't have to. You don't have to. It's not being rude. Is it being rude? I mean, maybe if it's an appointment that you're supposed to be at or whatever. But maybe practice setting a certain time a night, put it aside to where you don't answer anything. Or shutting your phone off or shut your messenger off so you don't have to answer anything until you get up at a certain time. I find that setting boundaries has been the healthiest thing that I've ever done for myself in my life. And saying thank you for understanding and not saying I'm sorry, not saying I'm trying. No, doing. I'm doing. Sometimes you don't even have to tell people what you're doing. You just say no thank you. No thanks. That's okay. Protect your sanity. Take care of yourself. If you have a routine in the morning and someone's messaging you and saying that they need this right now, if you're not done with your routine, if getting your routine interrupted in the morning messes you up for the rest of the day and it takes away from your peace, don't answer it. Do yourself a favor and learn these healthy boundaries now. Please. Please do that. Please understand. You are so important. You need to be taken care of and loved. You need to take yourself seriously. You need to protect yourself and take care of yourself. Get your sleep. Get your water. Keep your mental health good. Self-care. Whatever that means, whatever that looks like to you. You're important. Stop putting others before your sanity, before your health. Please. Please. Because there's going to come a time when you are going to be needed and you're not going to be able to, but you have to be healthy enough to be able to take care of those things. And I say that because of, when my mom was sick. There was a real need there to be there with her, to help take care of her. I had family members that were able to help as well. But man, I was not taking care of myself before we even got to that, obviously, because that's when I got sick as well. So please, guys, please, if you can take anything from this crazy squirrel moment episode of all over the place, please take that at least. Set your boundaries. Please. They are healthy. Set them. Take care of yourself. If you are not getting sleep, if you are struggling with falling asleep at night, there's something else going on. Go. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your therapist. Figure out what it is. Are you drinking too much caffeine before you go into bed? Are you eating something that's upsetting your stomach or, something that's keeping you awake that has hidden caffeine in it that you don't know about? Listen. Listen to your body. Listen to yourself. Take care of yourself, guys. Please. I really hope that this next week is an incredible week for you guys. I really hope that August is an awesome month for you. I hope that you work on these things and you continue to keep moving forward. And you remember some of the things that we talked about today. Words. Words can hurt. Words can do a lot of damage, but also words can uplift and do some incredible things as well. We've talked several times in the past about giving compliments out to even complete strangers and watching them light up. Try these things. But then again, like I said, set your boundaries that are healthy for you. Take care of yourself. If you are feeling like you're off in any way, talk to your doctor, talk to your therapist. Please, find time for you. Find time to take care of yourself. Don't forget it's okay and it's healthy to say, no, thank you. Not today. Take care of yourselves, guys. And please remember, if there's something that you have been wanting to try and get out there and do, even if people think that you're crazy, but it's something that you want to go after, don't forget to go out and try it. Figure it out. Try it. If you fail, get back up and try it again, or move on to the next thing that you want to try. Whatever it is within your realm. But don't forget, guys, life is best lived.